Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on our latest all-new edition of the Milford Informer. Once again, I am your host, Milford TV's Executive Director, Tim Coet. It's our first new edition of the Informer for 2026, so we hope you've gotten the new year off to a good start. Hopefully everyone has gotten dug out from all of the snowfall we've had in the past week, and we're continuing to move forward here now on our Milford Informer here for 2026. We've got a couple of stories to bring you this week, but first, some important news has broken relevant to the community over the last couple of weeks, and that is the addition of a new special town meeting that is set to take place in just a couple of weeks here in the community. There will just be one single item on this town meeting warrant, the special town meeting warrant, that was officially approved at a select board meeting earlier this month. Let's take you into that select board meeting for this specific discussion.
Before you is a special town meeting warrant looking to schedule for February 9th. It is a one-article warrant dealing with property located on Park Terrace, more specifically 6 Park Terrace. And the article would seek to raise and appropriate or transfer from available funds money to be utilized to either acquire by purchase or by eminent domain that particular property. Goes on to include monies for purpose of demolition or any building or structure, and to authorize the select board to acquire said property or purchase it, or by eminent domain, so the select board will be in charge. Again, one article, town meeting warrant, and that's what we have.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Motion, Mr. Chair, that I move that the Select Board approve the warrant article for the upcoming special town meeting on February 9th, 2026, that would authorize the town of Milford to consider acquiring the property at 6 Park Terrace by purchase or eminent domain, or whatever available funds would be available.
Any statement, Paul?
No, I have nothing.
Okay, very good. Michael?
I would second that, Mr. Chairman.
And that is unanimous.
Certainly important information for residents and town meeting members alike. A special town meeting being held again on Monday, February 9th at 7 p.m. over at Milford Upper Town Hall. We will be broadcasting this meeting live for anyone who cannot attend in person. That will be live across all of our platforms, so you can catch it on our public channel, our educational channel, our Verizon High Definition channel, or you can also stream the coverage live over on YouTube. Just one article on the special town meeting that, again, is coming up on Monday, February 9th. And of course, in just a couple of months, we'll be dealing with the Milford town election. That is set to take place, as always, on the first Tuesday in April. We're going to get to the latest in our 2026 edition of our Citizens for Milford Get Ready to Run interviews in just a moment. But before we get to that, we want to provide some information specific to the nomination process for this April town election, as nomination papers are available now over at the town clerk's office. Those will be available until February 13th at 5 p.m. So you can pull nomination papers until February 13th at 5 p.m. You must return those nomination papers by 5 p.m. on February 17th. So both of those deadlines coming up in just a couple of weeks from now. So we encourage everyone out there, if you are interested in getting involved in the local municipal process, find out more at the town clerk's office. Amy Neves and her staff happy to help walk you through the process, make it as easy as possible. We heard from Amy on one of our Get Ready to Run interviews that we aired back in December. So we encourage you, if you are interested in getting involved in the local election process, in the municipal process, pull nomination papers, get yourself involved. You can again pull those papers until February 13th, and you have until February 17th to return those nomination papers. We'll continue to keep close eye on any developments related to the local election, and if there are contested races, we'll be continuing to partner with the Citizens for Milford in the weeks ahead to provide potential candidate forums that will air live on our platforms. We also may be doing some more candidate meet and greet style coverage on our platforms as well, so stay tuned to everything related to the local election right here on Milford TV. I'm sure Al Correa and That Milford Show will also have you covered on a lot of pertinent information related to the local election process. So with that, now we will move on to our latest Get Ready to Run interview. This is our final new Get Ready to Run interview that we recorded for this election season, and that has to do with the town moderator position. That will be on the ballot this April, and so we had an opportunity to sit down with the incumbent town moderator, Mike Bontempo, to learn more about this very important position within the municipal process. Welcome back into the latest in our voter education series in partnership with the Citizens for Milford. Once again, getting everyone ready with all of the information they need ahead of the local town elections. And once again, we're so happy to be joined here by Mike Bontempo. He is the current town moderator for the town of Milford. Mike, welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Tim. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'd like to thank MilfordTV.net, as well as the Citizens for Milford, Jerry Eddins, and Jose Costa for reaching out to me and getting me back on the air here.
Always great to partner with Jerry and Jose and everyone over at Citizens for Milford, doing a great job as always, trying to keep the community active in a lot of different ways, and including in the local election process, which is just so important. And so, Mike, we had you on last year to talk about more of the role of town meeting members, right, and the experience and the opportunities there for that position. But obviously, you hold a crucially important role in the town as the town moderator, and possibly a role that folks out there in the community, if they're not attending town meeting, if they're not viewing town meeting regularly, maybe don't know a lot about. So I guess first and foremost, tell us a little bit about how long you've been the town moderator here in Milford.
I've been the town moderator since I was elected in 2001. So that was to fill a 2-year term. That was due to the untimely death of the previous town moderator, Mike Nofri, who passed away in 2020. I think it was September of 2020. So there was an unexpired term to fill 2 years, and then I was reelected in 2003, and I'll be up for re-election in next April.
And that's 2021, 2023.
Yeah, so
for
2 years,
those years.
And then 3 years. The term is 3 years in the town of Milford for the moderator. So 2023 to 2026.
So lay it out for us, Mike. What are sort of the basic roles and responsibilities involved in the town moderator?
The role, the powers and duties of the moderator are pretty much defined in state law. And the three primary ones with town meeting is to preside and regulate the proceedings, to decide all questions of order, and also to make public declarations of the votes. That's the key responsibilities of the moderator when it comes to town meeting. And there are some other powers and duties associated with it. For example, one of them is no one can speak at town meeting without leave of the moderator. So you have to have the moderator's permission to speak at town meeting. And as long as you speak, as you say, to the question, or what you're saying is relevant, then you can speak, continue to speak. But if you kind of stray off the subject and you're warned repeatedly to get back on subject and you don't do it, then the moderator has the power to tell you to please sit down, and you can't speak anymore to the question. I mean, that doesn't happen too often, but it's in order for the town meeting to function properly, which is to do the town's business. The legislature is right in giving that power to the moderator. And the other duties have to do with, especially during the pandemic, was to decide whether to have a remote meeting or an in-person meeting. And, that was a recommendation I would make to the select board, then the select board would have the final decision. But those are the basic duties and responsibilities that the moderator has.
And I know too, Mike, looking through sort of like the core responsibilities that are out there for a town moderator, I know that there's one kind of buried down on the list that involves appointing committee members. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's not something that's in the state laws. That's something that is done by individual towns. For example, in Milford, I think the only two responsibilities I have with appointments to committees are the Milford School Use Program, appointing members to that committee, as well as when it's convened, appointing a couple of members, I think one or two, maybe it's just one, to the Milford Police Chief Selection Review Committee. So, but other towns, for example, moderators have the authority to appoint finance committee members. And that was something that years ago, the moderator did do, but at some point in the 1920s or something like that, when they had a really formal finance committee set up, that authority was given to the select board. So they've had it ever since then. But though that's really, there's nothing in the state laws that says the moderator has the power to appoint to certain committees. It's something that's done by town bylaws.
I see. What would you say are what's some of the experience that's really helpful to have if you're looking to play a role like this in
Well,
town?
I mean, I think the most important thing is to be a town meeting member, so you understand how town meeting works, and that is, you have to go to quite a few meetings. You have to be I think a regular participant, and I find that one of the most important things I do at being a town meeting is to explain what the rules are, so to speak. Some of the things that we do at town meeting, because people, for whatever reason, they are elected. Some people, they may miss one or two meetings or whatever, and you're only meeting, twice a year on average. So it's kind of hard to remember going back in there how town meeting works. So again, if you've been at town meeting for a long time, I think that helps. And also helps if you know and understand and read about parliamentary procedure and how that works.
It's fascinating to watch a town meeting unfold. There's a lot of different scenarios that can come up in a town meeting. You can have an article that's being presented. You can have someone who comes up who wants to amend the article. You have certain votes that require a different majority of votes than others. So it seems as though there's a lot of procedural matters. There's a lot of details that you have to really sort of have at the ready. You can't really be reading off of a sheet, and it feels like you do such an amazing job at these meetings to have all of that information right at the ready so that you are able to keep control of any situation that comes up. That can't be something easy. That probably takes a lot of experience to really get all that down.
But a lot of it is just the preparation before town meeting is when the warrant comes out, I get a copy of it and I read through it very thoroughly. If there's changes to bylaws, whether it's the town bylaws or the personnel board or the zoning articles, I go back to those bylaws and I read through the bylaws and I figure out what is being changed, and I have that all noted down. I go through that with town council before every meeting too. The quantum of votes each article has, either whether it's a majority or 2/3, or sometimes it might be 4/5 or 9/10, depending on the situation. But we go through those and I mark out which ones need those specific votes, because if they don't get that specific vote, then it's not legally. The article isn't and the motion isn't legally binding, and that therefore then we would have to go back and have another vote, which means another town meeting. So, getting those votes right, especially on the motions for the articles, is crucial. Not so much on the procedural stuff. That's not is absolutely crucial, but it has to be on those motions for the articles have to be correct. So all that takes time to do. I don't know how much time it takes. It all depends on how many articles there are in the warrant. But to do that research takes time. So a lot of it is just preparation. You just can't read it a couple days before and expect to to go in there and do the job.
Yeah, oftentimes only 2 town meetings a year, the annual town meeting and the special town meeting, but regardless, a lot of preparation for a position like this, to be sure. Mike, I know I asked you this a little bit last year, but what is it for you personally that makes you feel like serving in a capacity like this in local government is so important?
Well, I think it's part of, I think I may have alluded to this before. It's part of the culture I grew up in. My family has been in this town, at least my mother's side has been in this town since the 1850s. Her father, the Davrins, have been involved in Milford politics for well over 100 years. Whether it was her great-grandfather, who was the first highway supervisor, my grandfather, who was in the school committee, as well as a long-time town meeting members. I've had great uncles who were town meeting members. I've had an uncle who was a representative for the town in the State House, as well as being Speaker of the House and Secretary of the Commonwealth. Aunts and uncles who were town meeting members, brothers who were town meeting members. So it's something that you grew up with, that civic engagement and being in town government, and it's part of the legacy I grew up with, and it was never any doubt that I would somehow get involved. It started slowly with just the being a town meeting member, and then when the opportunity arose, the situation came about, and plus I was involved in the Town Meeting Study and Improvement Committee, and specifically tasked with coming up with the procedure, the town meeting procedures, writing a booklet on that. I became interested in how town meeting really functions, really understanding it, and that really sparked my interest in becoming the moderator when the chance arose, because I knew I had that knowledge from doing that, and it seemed to be a good fit.
So important to have people in the community that want to give back, that want to serve the community, that want to get involved in local government. These are the positions that are doing the most important work that impacts the people in this town in their everyday life. So we obviously really appreciate all the work that you do in this community, and it's a good story for everyone else out there. If you're not involved, there's so many different ways to get involved, whether it's positions like town moderator or, again, positions like town meeting members, to sort of get your foot in the door and get involved in the local political process. Again, it's important to continue to get new people involved all the time, and we know that is why the Citizens for Milford are trying to get all of these interviews out there and get more people involved in the local election process here in Milford. Well, Mike, it's really fascinating to talk to you about stuff like this, and again, we really appreciate all the work that you do. We thank you so much for joining us and sharing all this information with us.
Again, thank you, Tim, for having me here. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
For those of you who may not be aware, Milford TV studios are within Milford Square Plaza off of 140 here in the Milford community. And if you have not been to our plaza in the last several months, we have undergone a lot of changes. We've had the RMV move into our plaza, and we've also seen several new businesses open here in Milford Square Plaza in the last year as well. And we had a great opportunity to share some information about one of our new neighbors, as we had a chance to join Postmark Postal, a brand new business that just recently opened its doors here in Milford Square Plaza. They held a ribbon-cutting ceremony with help from the Tri-County Regional Chamber. So we had a chance to join that ribbon-cutting ceremony and learn more about this great new local business.
The idea behind this is that it started with a view when my wife, who's also the owner of the store, as a woman who want to run business, so she was running around to different locations for the packages, for printing, for gift, or for notary, anything. So what we decided that that's the spark which started us, stating that why can't we have everything at one location where it helps people to have a one-stop location where you can have all the services, like shipping services is one of the key things. So when a customer walks in, currently we have FedEx, DHL, MEAST USPS. So MEAST is an oceanic and an air carrier. As you see the store, we have like printing services starting from business cards, the big banner flyers, banners, even the neon signs, what we make it for the printing. Also printing services like, photograph gift items and engravings, as well as mug printing of your photographs, all that. So what happens if a customer comes, say you come to him with a package and you say, hey, I want to ship this, but what will be the price? So the option you have it is that you can come here, I can give you a comparison table. Say, these are the services or the carriers which I have it. You pick and choose and we'll ship it for you. So that's what. But if you run into challenges that, hey, I need to pack something, no worries, we'll pack it for you. So that's something lot we are trying to learn. The idea behind it is that whether it's a black and white copy to your fax machine or if you want to have a computer rentals. So we are adding all those one-by-one services which most of our day-to-day activities customers would look into, our residents and the community would look into, and we're bringing it to the table. So we don't want to go to a place where a regular pack and ship store where you have a small space or anything. We want it to be welcomed. So you wanted to feel that when you come here, you're welcome. You can sit, relax, do your job. You have mailbox rentals out here. We have virtual mail rentals. We have 24 hours access digital mailboxes also. The idea is that we are Hopkinton-based residents, and Milford has been always our go-to place. It's like 10 minutes away from Hopkinton for us. So anything we always come to the Milford. The only thing what we realize that when we want to give it back, let's give it back to the community where we have been falling back. So if we want to go to for dinner, we always come back to the Soweto. Want to do some shopping, we always come back to Milford, most of it. So even our primary care and everything which is all located. And so as we went by and we decided that, since we are integrated in this, so why don't we get back here? Second thing what we noticed is that this location specifically why we choose is that this is one of those areas which needs most of the servicing, and that specifically the residents and the community folks have to travel across the town, which is good, but knowing how mass traffic all about us, that we said this would help us getting this. So that's where we are zeroed down to this location. Since it's a family owned, so we know the challenges, what a regular family looks at it, and we know exactly, understand how we can help this out. So that helps us a lot. So when somebody comes in, we exactly know that a family itself, whether we are family, a family comes in, it's still a family. So we take them, we look at that.
Yeah, it's like not about the business, mostly about the, we need everyone have to pick their, basing upon their budget, and we can, customize accordingly, whatever their needs are.
So the idea behind is that, everybody has a budget to make. So at times you might come back and say that, hey, I have this X amount of money and I want to work only with that X amount of money. So we'll do our best to see what best it fits in. But at times we might not, but we'll give our best to see that, how we can work with you to see that's more in your pocket, in your range, and it can help you. It's more of, as I mentioned, family owned. So we make sure that we take them as seriously, and we make sure that the family is happy. And most importantly, what we look at it is that it's more service oriented. It's not that, hey, you come, you go. No, we want you to come here, take time, look at what we provide, and you can choose, and we'll help you to get to your needs. That's the idea which sparked us, and that's the idea of this business altogether for us.
This is beautiful, actually. Lakshmi and Vic, we're so excited for you. This is fantastic that you're opening here. Sherry and I are probably more thrilled than anybody else because we have so much FedEx stuff that we drop off, and we're always wandering around looking for somewhere to put the box. And we have mail to mail today. And we got some stuff from you the other day, so congratulations.
Thank you
This is
so
great.
much.
You have
Thank
a
you.
perfect spot here, especially you're at this end of town, so anybody who that lives in Hopedale, or lives in this area or has business in this area, they're like, score! I don't have to go downtown, I don't have to try and find a parking spot over at the post office. So this is a perfect spot for you. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Delighted to have you as a chamber member. And we've been working with you, obviously. But you do more than just stamps, as they say, right?
Yes.
You do all kinds of promotional products,
Right.
Yes. And if you want your t-shirts made, or your signs made, or your banners made, or you want to drop something off FedEx, or if you have those big boxes going overseas, this is the place to go, right?
This is the place to go.
Well, congratulations, guys, and you know where we are when you need us.
Yes.
Right, and then Representative Murray has a little citation from the state house for you.
I do, and nice to meet you both, and congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a wonderful business, and Laura indicated the location couldn't be better. I had to mail out a package today to my father-in-law in Ohio, and I should have brought it here. I didn't know, but I will from now on.
Sure.
So,
Please.
we have a citation. This is from the House of Representatives. I'll read it as follows. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offer its sincerest congratulations to Postmark Postal in recognition of the grand opening of a trusted local mail and print hub to provide for the packing, shipping, printing, and business service needs throughout the greater Milford area. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all of your endeavors. This is dated 15th of December, 2025. This is signed by the Speaker of the House, Ronald Mariano, and offered by myself, State Representative Brian Murray.
Thank you.
So this
Thank
is
you.
for you,
Thank you.
and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's official. All right, so let's.
Someone's got a cut.
Yes, everything.
Someone's gonna cut. Do you want me to hold on? Actually, contribute that.
And you want to do the honors for us?
Oh, boy. I never get trusted with the big scissors. I don't know, be careful. All right, so now, Laura, what do I do? We gotta do the...
Pretend and put your face up and.
Okay,
Show
tell
your
me-
mug.
tell me
Hug
what you have
that
here.
Christmas smile.
Is it ready to cut now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yay!
You're official now.
And so once again, Postmark Postal is now officially open for business. A lot of great services for local residents to enjoy. So make sure you check them out again right here in our very own Milford Square Plaza. And if you are a business owner out there and you would like to have your business highlighted as part of our Milford TV coverage, we encourage you to get in contact with us. We have a lot of great sponsorship opportunities, a lot of great business partnership opportunities that you can take advantage of to share your business branding information and get involved with some of our programming here on Milford TV. So you can contact us here at our studio. We'll throw that information up on the screen for how you can reach out to us via phone or by email to learn more. Well, that's going to wrap things up for this week's edition of the Milford Informer. If you've missed any of our recent programming from our staff-produced shows here at Milford TV, we encourage you to head over to our YouTube channel and check out all of our great content. That includes a lot of sports coverage that we have been doing throughout this winter sports season. That includes girls basketball, boys basketball, and we've covered a couple of great wrestling matches over the last couple of weeks as well. All of that content lives 24/7 over on our YouTube channel, so head over to youtube.com/MyMilfordTV and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content. From all of us here at Milford TV, this is Tim Coet saying have a great week. So long, everybody.